Hello everybody. I thought I would introduce Titus. I think I'm running about a minute and a half behind maybe. Ooh. There it goes. Yeah, about a minute 45 seconds behind. I am a few minutes early. Oh good, Titus is just gonna make himself comfortable here. Beep ducks. I am early. My clock upstairs is running a little fast. Look what I have on my table right now. Let me put it down here. Oops. Uh-oh. What's going on here? There we go. Oh, Titus, kitty, kitty, kitty. Come here. He's usually not allowed in here. Where are you going? Here, kitty, kitty. He is back to normal. Come here. Can you hear me okay, Dawn? Titus? Dexter's being jealous. He's in my lap here because he doesn't like it when I give the cat attention. Hi, Diane. Come here, Titus. So this is Titus. He's the huge cat, or my big baby that disrupted my week last week, but he is doing much better. He's still not minding being held, which is weird because he doesn't like to be held. Hi, Titus. Say hi. Because of you, we're a class behind. 2 more days of antibiotics. I'm going to go put him outside. Or not outside. Outside the door. He does not want to be in here. Okay. Okay. I'm letting you go. Here you go. Go on. Come on. Dexter, are you staying? Dexter's going to stay. But I just wanted to introduce Sir Titus to you guys. Hi, Stephanie. Not sewing along. So, oh, he's better. He would have died, apparently, if we hadn't taken him in. He was really sick. He's so pretty. He's a little bit of a jerk cat, but we love him. Okay, so let me see. Who do we have here? So, for those that didn't see, because this is such an intense bag, if we don't get it through all today, which I don't think we will get through it all, we are going to finish it up on Tuesday. So for April, our Tuesday class bag, we're doing the Rosie Sling, and it's only a 3-class bag. So we're going to, the Tuesday group has agreed that we will start that one on the following Tuesday, which I believe is April 9th, which gives us next Tuesday to have our 4th Deskasow makeup class if we need it. So next week, Thursday, people, we're busy because we'll be meeting Tuesday to finish up March's bag, and then Thursday to start the Aries bag for April. Does that work for everybody? Let's just keep going until it's done. Oh, Dawn, this bag takes so much out of me. We will see how smooth it's going. So I know Diane finished hers already. Cynthia, are you sewing along with me today? Stephanie is just going to watch. Got done. There you are. Just marking off who's here. Yeah. Works for you? Perfect. I'm tired. I finished. Oh, let me grab it. I got a brag. 1 sec. Ow. So for the last couple days, I finished a tutorial for this bag, and I made 2. So I did a tutorial making the Retrotech sling. This is the backpack size by Handicrafts. This one is for my brother's birthday present. And then Dave liked it so much, he asked me if I would make him one, and he chose the browns and everything for this one for his cruise bag. So I finished Dave's today. But yeah, this has been my last 2 or 4 days or so. So there will be a tutorial coming out on this one in a couple of weeks. But I had to show them off because I think they turned out so good. They're big, but they're good. Let me put them away. Ooh. I'll just put them right here for now. So making Dave's bag, it was really nice. I haven't had a bag in a long time that I've just been able to sew. Because I'm always filming when I'm sewing. I'm either doing a tutorial or a class. So it was actually, I mean, the blue bag I did a tutorial for, but just to sit down and just do a bag for Dave was amazing. Okay, so Cynthia's sewing with me. Hi, Donelda. How are you? Are you going to be sewing along with us today? Also, Donelda, did you get the memo about the makeup class for this one? We're going to be doing it on Tuesday. If we don't get through the whole bag today, I don't think we will. I think we need like 1.5 classes. Honestly, it depends. When it comes to boxing the corners with those zippers, if we can get one of those done today, I'll be super happy. And then the second one, boxing corner, will be a homework thing because it is so fiddly. You'll see when we get there. But yeah, happy Easter to you. Okay. Hi, Donalda. Are you making this bag? So what happened, because my cat had to go into the emergency animal hospital last week. So that was last Thursday. I ended up going and sitting there for 4 hours, hoping they could take him in, and they did. And he was in the hospital for 4 days, 3 days? I don't know. So we missed class last Thursday because he took precedence. So the Tuesday class for April, we're doing the Rosy Sling. And I know I'm repeating this, but just so everybody hears again, which is a 3-class bag, not a 4-class bag. So the Tuesday group agreed that we will postpone our April Tuesday bag until April 9th, because we only need the 3 classes, which gives us an extra day to get the Deskasow done. So class 3 today. I was going to do a full 4-hour class, but really, that's just so long to sit down and sew, and I've already been sewing for 7 hours today. So yeah, we're going to meet back on Tuesday here to finish it up. So we have today's class on Thursday, which is Thursday today, then March Deskasow class on Tuesday as well. And then we'll meet up again on Thursday. And that'll be to start our April bag, which is the Aries bag. Oh, no worries, Donelda. At least you have the classes to go through. Okay, while I still have you, in case you disappear, Donelda, because you haven't made it, Cynthia might want to kick my butt. I missed a step last class, and I noticed it when I was doing my homework. And it's not a big deal if you didn't do it. So when we did our pocket here, we forgot to top stitch this part. And I noticed it like an hour ago when I did my homework. So yeah, we didn't top stitch this pocket. I ended up just taking out my basting stitches here and top stitching. So now they are top stitched. If you've done this and it's not top stitched, it's more for decorative. Nobody's going to notice. Function will be fine. So I apologize for that. I don't believe I missed that top stitching, but really the top stitching isn't important as everything is held tight and in place and everything. It'll just give a more seamless look. But I did want to point out that we did miss that step. And I hope you guys don't crucify me so much. Yes, Cynthia, I thought it would be too long for you. You did do the top stitch? You caught it? Yes. Yes. So if anybody's watching this after the fact, we did on class 1, we did forget to top stitch it. So it's all good. This is a point where you could go ahead, if you hadn't, if you did class 1 and then you didn't top stitch, just undo these top basting stitches here. And then you can just kind of pull this away, kind of more awkward, and top stitch around it. So, okay, good. You did top stitch it. Awesome. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, it was 2 nights and 3 days. So my total vet bill for Titus was $1,146.52. Oh my God. gosh, Canadian, not American, Canadian, but yeah. So yeah, it's really, yeah. Oh, I'm glad you caught it, Cynthia, because it's not in the class. I forgot to do it, so I made my piece now. Yay. So I'm glad I wrote out a cost list for this the last time, because otherwise I wouldn't know what we were doing. So yeah. So today for homework, what you should have done was your wings, finish those up, done your second panel with your straps, put on your nameplate, rivets if you're doing rivets, and then 2 zipper pockets on your lining panels with openings in the bottom. Now we added one in, and that is for when we go to slip that final stabilizer in. It's just going to be so very much easier. Diane did finish her bag using that method with the 2, and she did say it was super easy. So I'm glad that my brain is working properly. So yeah. So are we ready to get to it? As people pop in, I'll mark you off. So Brandy and Cynthia sewing today. Elba's probably going to pop in, I hope. But let me turn on more light so we have a little more light. Okay. 1 minute. I want this table here. Okay. Let me get my Deskasow legs on me. So we are going to start on, we've done the pockets. We did the slip pocket. Okay. So on the pattern, we are looking at page 14, step 6, the magazine pocket, which is this one with the angles that we did last class. Okay. So we're going to need on one of our lining panels. We want to make sure that we have this zipper pocket up and out of the way whenever we're sewing, because we don't want to accidentally sew through that. It can be down like this for now, but when we go to sew, we got to go this way. The Aries bag, it is from Knotted Threads. Let me double check. I'll show you what it is. Coupon code has already expired. She only gave us a coupon code for 2 weeks, but this is the Aries Crossbody by Knotted Threads. It's a super cute bag. So it's got 2 zipper pockets and a middle section. I haven't done the tutorial bag yet, but this is what we'll be doing on Thursday. So Aries Crossbody by Knotted Threads. But the coupon code has already expired, unfortunately. So, okay. Back to this. So we are looking at step number 4. So what we want to do is we want to take our pen, and from these boxed corners, we want to measure up 7/8 of an inch and make a line. Same with on this other side, 7/8 of an inch and make a line. I'm actually going to draw across, I think, just so I have a little bit better of idea where it's going to be laying. So right across there. And then what we're going to do is we are going to line the bottom of this up with that edge. And we're going to clip one side first. Now this pocket is bigger than our lining. And what that does is, and I'll show you when we get there. So we're just going to concentrate on one side right now. Oh, I forgot to grab my clip. So right at that 7/8 mark, we're lining this raw edge up with the raw edge of our lining panel and clipping it in place. We're going to do the same with the opposite side, but this is where you're going to see that our magazine is just a little bit longer. But we're just going to bring that raw edge up like so and make it line up. So you will feel a little bit of buckling of the panels, and that is okay. And then this bottom edge, I'm actually going to take a small piece of double-sided tape, just put it along the back side of this in the middle, just to help hold it into place. You can also use pins if you want to. Oh no, Dawn, you didn't get it. You missed the coupon code too. Try the coupon code. Maybe it'll work. But I think it was only for 2 weeks. And we're going to press it down so it's holding it in place. And this is where you're going to see how it kind of billows a little bit? That's what we want. Oh, awesome, Kathy. Did you hear what I said about the top stitching? Forgot to do the top stitching last week. If you missed that part, you might want to rewind. Did you top stitch? I'll say it again. In class on this, we forgot to top stitch along here. So I'm hoping you caught it when you did homework. If you didn't and you're already done, don't worry about the top stitching. It's more for decorative, just around this curve here for that pocket before we were supposed to put it on here. I caught it doing my homework, so I picked things out and I did it. The coupon didn't work. Yeah, it was only good for 2 weeks, unfortunately. It wasn't for the whole month, so. Okay, so now that we have this, so you can see that our exterior or our lining is buckling underneath. That is okay. It's because this is bigger. We're going to baste down this side, top stitch along the bottom, and baste up the other side. You did top stitch. Yes, I'm glad that you guys, oops, you can't even see me. There we go. There you can see me. Hi. I'm glad you guys caught that because I was kicking myself when I noticed that we hadn't done it when I did homework today. So, okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So let me just switch this around. Okay. Let me just, can you guys hear me okay over here? Refresh my screen. Members only content. Okay, let me just get my iPad going here so I can actually see what's going on. Hi, Lexi. Lexi, how are you? Everybody's joining. Lexi, were you making this one? I don't remember. Hi, Wanda. So for everybody just joining us, because we did miss last week's class because of my cat, we are going to be finishing this bag up, a class 4 makeup class on Tuesday. Our Tuesday class is only a 3-class bag. So the Tuesday people graciously gave up that day so we can do our makeup class if we don't get through this all today. I don't think we'll get through all of this today. I think we need about another half a class to get through everything, because we have a fairly intense part to do on this one. But I'm hoping we'll get through at least one of them today. Okay, let's top stitch down the bottom. How's the baby doing, Lexi? Oh, do you know what I didn't do? Whew, but I missed it. Make sure. Uh-oh, am I frozen? Am I frozen? Or is it just my iPad? Make sure you flip your pocket out of the way. I did not do that, but thankfully I didn't sew through it. Okay, Lexi, no worries. You can always message me. Am I locked up, you guys? Am I... For some reason, my iPad is being weird. Oh, it might help if I hit play. Oh my gosh. Coco says hi. All right. Well, Lexi, when you do make it, if you need a hand, you know how to find me. So, okay, so that is the magazine pocket done. I wasn't frozen. No, I pressed pause on my iPad. So I was frozen, but I wasn't frozen. Oh my gosh. All right. So let me know when you're all done that, Cynthia, so you can see how this kind of puffs out a little bit. And that's just to give a little extra room to be able to put things in. So that is that one done. Figure out where we are for the other one. I've been just jumping around everywhere on here. Holy moly. Where is the other pocket? Bear with me as I find out where we are in the pattern. Here we go. Yay. Okay. Okay. Done? Okay, so we can put that one away. Bring out your other one and your card slot pocket. Again, we're going to have to make sure we sew with this up and out of the way. I'm going to put some double-sided tape along the bottom side just to help hold it in place. But because we're using cotton fabrics, you could also just use pins. And then for this one, so this is on page 13. And what we want to do is we want to put this 3/8 of an inch up from each of the box corners. So I'm going to once again draw a line, 3/8, 3/8, and then connect that line. And we also want to make sure this is nice and centered. Okay. So place it nice and centered. I just use my ruler to figure out if it's centered. I make sure, like for this one, that I'm over the same amount on each side of a main line. That looks good to me. And just like so, we're going to flip up this back pocket so we don't sew through it. And we're going to top stitch down this side, across the bottom, which is going to close up that bottom, and up this side, but not across the top. Again, make sure your zipper pocket is up and out of the way. You don't want to accidentally sew through it. Make sure it's nice and straight. Across the bottom. And up the other side. That's it. not to the hard part yet. Okay. As I step over my dog. Like seriously, I'm gonna show you guys where Dexter's hanging out. Like, this is him right here. Here's Dexter, right under my feet. Dexter, hey, hey. Really? He's being shy, but yeah, he's hanging out right at my feet. So I'm trying not to trip on him. Okay, so let me know when you're all done that, Cynthia. So that's giving us a slip pocket. And then we have a little slip pocket here and then 2 pockets that will fit cards, or they should fit cards, and they do. All right. We already did the divider pocket. Okay. So put the lining panels aside. I'll just wait for Cynthia for a moment. Done? Okay. So now you're going to have to grab your main zipper. We do not need the pulls on it just yet. So this one is 34.5 inches. We are looking at page 9. So what we want to do with this, and you can use a pen that isn't going to go away. You do not want these marks to disappear. We seriously need these marks. So from each end, we're going to draw a 1-inch line with a pen that's not going to disappear, as well as a 2-inch line. I'm also going to do it on the back side. 1-inch line, 2-inch line, and on the opposite side as well. These lines are going to help us put our zipper pulls on nice and straight later, as well as line this up perfectly. And the back side. I am also going to fold this in half to find my centers as well. And I'm just going to mark it within the seam allowances for finding that center. So just like a little 1/8 of an inch mark, and same with on the opposite side. This zipper is crucial to this pattern. You do not want a crooked zipper. All right. Alrighty, and then once you have that, you can go ahead and you can tear your tape apart. I'm going to start with my main panel. So we're going to do both of these panels pretty much at the same time. You want to make sure, let me kind of make this space look not so cluttered for you guys. Because I'm making a mess. You're going to want to use a ton of clips here. So you're going to take your zipper or your handle. Actually, Cynthia, are you ready? Did you mark everything already? I'll wait for you because this is kind of an intense. We're starting to get into the intense parts. I'll drink some coffee to prepare. very quiet in here. Both the boys are out. Dave is at work. Dexter's at my feet. Coco's being good. 34.5 inches. And you're done? Okay. So we want to take our zipper and we want to put it, actually first we want to take this handle and you're just going to kind of push the handle out of the way for now, okay? I'm going to just stuff it into the pocket if you can. So this is my zipper tape right side up and my main panel right side up. So I have the raw edges kind of sitting together, so I know that we're going to put them right sides together like so. We're going to match up that center mark first with some clips. Just 3 or 4 clips there. This isn't the hard part quite yet, Dawn, but zippers are a little bit challenging when they're like this. This is the secondest hard part, not the top hard part. And then what we want to do is that 2-inch line that we drew, we want to line that up with the box corner on each side. Put some clips to hold that in place. Same with the opposite side. Match up that 2-inch line with the bottom of the box corner. So this part of the box corner, whatever this is, not the bottom, but this part. Again, right sides together. Make sure your zipper's not twisted. Okay. Now we want to be very careful not to stretch our zipper because we do not want a wavy zipper. You're going to use a lot of clips. I'm just going to start from the bottom, work my way up. Until you notice that it looks like it doesn't want to go around that curve very well. Then I'm going to do the same at the top here. So you want to kind of go all the way until it looks like you can't go anymore because we got to do some work into the zipper. Now this is a scary part because we are going to do very small snips into that zipper. Please, no, teeth down. You want these right sides together, Cynthia. So the right side of the zipper teeth are facing the right side of the bag. So it's teeth down. We're going to do little like 1/8 of an inch snips. Only use really good zipper tape for this, and about 1/2 inch apart, just do little snips. Now we are going to go in with some fray check once this is sewn on, just to make sure our tape is not going to decide it wants to fray or what have you. I do not like cutting into zipper tape, but it's the only way we're going to get it around that corner. And you'll see that makes it so it goes around flawlessly with no little pleats or tucks or anything. We're going to do the same with the other side of this one. So yes, Cynthia, make sure it's teeth down, right sides together. Thank you, Diane. Diane's probably more a pro at this bag than I am. Okay, and I'm going to do the same with the opposite side. And I'm also going to do the same with the other panel. We're going to sew them both at the same time at the machine. We're not putting the lining on yet. We're just going to work section by section. Lots of clips. Yes, you could use tape as well, but because it's so curvy, tape is a little bit harder to use, I find, and I like tape. Okay, so again, to make it help go around that curve, just little itty bitty snips, only 1/8 of an inch, don't go more than that. We have a very small seam allowance on this as well, so we want to make sure these snips are within that seam allowance. Coco's saying hi to everybody now, meaning everybody that is walking across the street. Thank you, Diane, so very much. Okay, and before we go to the machine, I'm also going to prep my other front main panel the exact same way. That's one side put together. Again, taking your zipper tape right sides together with the exterior. Ooh, I have one of those Denelda, but I used to burn myself with it all the time. But I heard it's great in zipper tape. That's a good idea. I had one for, I was a thread zapper, I think it was called. Actually, I don't know if I have it anymore. It was years ago I used one. But yeah, that, because it would melt into it right away. That's a good idea. Ooh, I'm very warm. Give me a second. I'm like dying hot here, so I'm gonna open my window up. It's like spring here, so we may get some outside noise, but I'm having a hot moment, so I need some fresh air. It's not even that cold outside. It's like 12 degrees. Okay, matching up that 2-inch line. So this is why you can see why I didn't want to try to get it all into one class, just to try to make up time, because we're to the point where we have to be very careful and attention to detail, so this turns out okay. That's okay, Cynthia. Just sew along. That's fine. Stop me if you have any questions. How about that? Okay, snip it into that zipper tape. And again, anybody that is sewing this after the fact, message me if you need a hand. You too, Cynthia, but you already know you can do that. But I'll just keep going unless you stop me. How about that? It feels so weird to be using uninterfaced, like not having a main stabilizer in this just yet. It's very odd to me. Come on, get up there. There we go. Okay, finish up the other side. Again, little snips. About a 1/2 inch apart, 1/8 of an inch, no more than that. Just help ease that zipper around. Said in zipper top bags are, well, they are challenging to me. We all know this. This one's not too bad though. It's the box corners and the ends of the zippers. You'll see. We're not there yet. We might not even get to that part today. We will see. We'll see how far we get. Okay. So now we are going to, let me just double check with the pattern. Okay, so we are just going to go ahead and we are going to sew around here. I'm going to baste it with a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. I'm going to put on my zipper foot. We're going to go around with a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance, and then we're going to come back in and we are going to put the lining sides on as well. So we're basting first. And the reason I'm not doing it all in one step like I usually do is because we definitely do not want the zipper to go array on us. Awry. What's the word I'm looking for? You know what I mean. Words are hard. I say that all the time. I know what I'm trying to say in my head. Okay, so my zipper foot. Dexter's digging here on his bed, if you guys can hear that. You'll want to have your stiletto handy as well, just to help make sure that zipper tape, because the zipper tape is going to bite you a little bit here. But just take it slow. You're going to see me take it slow. So I'm just going in with I'm using a base length stitch, which is on here. I'm using a 6.5 on my industrial. So whatever you based with, that's what you're going around with. I'm using my stiletto to keep my tape right up against the edge of my fabric. You want to make sure they stay in line with each other so we have a nice non-wavy zipper. We want to make sure we're not pulling on the zipper too much and stretching it out of whack. And I'm just going clip by clip. I'm not going fast at all. Hardest part is when you get to these corners. That's where your stiletto really helps. Take around that curve. Make sure your zipper's staying where you need it to. Mine doesn't want to. Make sure you're not sewing over your teeth as well. I'm kind of holding it with my other hand here. Okay, now this one it's kind of pulling away a little bit, but that's okay. I'm just going to get it as close as I can to the edge of my cotton. That'll be fine. Is the street noise too loud, or are you guys okay? Oh, there's a nice breeze coming in. I'm so happy spring is here. All right, thanks, Dawn. I hated grammar school. English was not my favorite subject. I love to read, but when it came to vocabulary and grammar, no thank you. I'll just say things wrong instead. I'm okay with that. Back stitch. Okay, and I'm going to do the other panel as well. Where did it go? Oh, over here. Can everybody hear me? Diane says she doesn't hear anything. Can you guys hear me okay? You can hear me? Oh, okay. Perfect. can see how with this you definitely want to take your time. Just because the zipper is, you can't hide the zipper on this bag. It is front and center and a main focal point, focal with an F, of the bag. So you want to have it as even as you possibly can. Oh, noise from outside. Oh my gosh. Okay, good. See, I say one thing, I ask a question, then I forget what I've asked. Little scatterbrain. Probably why I don't do more live shows. I mean, with everybody here, it's great. We're all friends. We've all been sewing together for quite a long time, so I know that you're not going to crucify me for squirreling around everywhere. I really do got to start trying to do some more live sews on the channel, though. We'll see. What are you tearing apart? Dexter, don't tear apart your new toy. Yay, Kathy. Oh, somebody's home. Hello? Who's home? Is that Brady or Riley? Brady? Okay, I'm in class. One kid home. I've got Dexter. Okay. I think it's Brady home. Yes, Dawn. No, you can sew and I'll just talk. How about that? What we'll do, Dawn, is you can come up on a class day. That would be kind of cool. We got two machines. There's no reason why we couldn't both sew at the same time. You can sew my 1541 because I know you know the 1541 unless you want to try the 1341. Doable. Okay. Yes, I'm having a nice coffee. All right. So now, let me figure out where we are. We are to our lining. Now we need to add the lining into this. Okay, so I know on my front panel, I want my card slots to be on the back of that. And for my back panel, I want that to be the magazine pocket. So now what we're going to do, again, you're going to use lots of clips. We're going to take our main front panel and our panel with the card slots. And we're going to put these right sides together. And we're going to add it right sides together, sandwiching that zipper tape, match up that top middle, just like we did with the exterior. Now I went in with a full seam allowance basting it so we can follow that 1/4 of an inch seam allowance all the way around so we know we're going to have a nice and even seam allowance. It's not a scary machine. Aw, Diane, are you scared of your 1341? It's a little more powerful than the 1541, I guess. So we shouldn't have to snip it. Oh, I lied. Back up, reverse. Start over. Edit that out. First, we want to go along where we did the snips on our zipper tape with some fray check. And you may not need to do this. I just want to make sure nothing is going to fray. So I'm just going to go around those corners where I did those snips within the seam allowance on both. Where did my other one go? There it is. Aw, I wish I lived closer. I'd come over and I'd help you. You were scared of your 1541 at one time too, though, Diane. You'll get her. Okay. I'm just going to let Dexter out because he wants to go see Brady. Here you go, Dexter. Hi. Okay. Now back to that other thought that we were doing. Now that we have that fray check on there, go ahead, put them right sides together, match up that top center. You shouldn't have to clip into your tape at all anymore because we've already done that. Who's whining? That was Coco on the other side of the door. Yes, Diane, it'll be good with practice. And trust me, when it comes to top stitching, you're going to be so happy you have that machine. Again, you want to line them up. Make sure they're lined up really well, right at that 2-inch line. Guys could probably hear airplanes. I do use my 1541 a lot more than I use my 1341. But there's a time and place for the cylinder arm. But I do prefer my flatbed. Oh, Dexter's talking now. Sandwich between, the zipper is in between, yep. Now you can see here how the zipper keeps wanting to fold up. Just make sure you're pushing the zipper down. And when we go to sew this, you're going to want to be very aware of how your zipper is behaving because you don't want to sew through your zipper teeth. So your lining and your exterior are right sides together and the zipper's already attached to the exterior. So the wrong side of the zipper should be going with the right side of the lining, if that makes sense. Check, check, perfect. Yeah, you definitely don't want an upside down zipper. I can see that being very easy to do. Again, being careful not to stretch your zipper too much. You can see I do not do this fast at all. Very slow. We're already 45 minutes into class. Good thing we have Tuesday, you guys. Okay, I'm gonna do the other side here. Again, see how my zipper keeps trying to fold up? Just make sure you push it down and you're very aware where those teeth are when we go to sew it. I have done bags similar to this and I've sewn through my zipper teeth and it's made me very sad. One more little section. See, my zipper's trying to fold up. Make sure you tuck it in. This bag is very similar to the Baronia Bowler bag, except for the box corners are a little bit different. But yes, very similar. This part is almost exactly like that, very much so. Okay, we want to do the same with the opposite panel. And I thought I did this already. I guess I didn't. So there's actually, this bag is not super hard except for one area, and it's the boxing of the corners, and you'll see. It's easy to turn. Having that second zipper pocket will definitely make it easier for putting in our interfacing later. It's easier to turn because we don't have our main stabilizer in it, so it's great for the hands. But yeah, I don't think I want to do this in anything but cottons. Except for with those vinyl accents like I have in this one. I think I left my cell phone upstairs. I did. That's okay. I picked up the cat and didn't pick up my cell phone. Maybe you'd love this one then, Dawn. You should make it. I think you voted this one in, didn't you? Or nominated it. I love the Bronia too, actually. That was a fun class. That was a long time ago. Holy, time flies. 2 years doing these classes. It's crazy. And anybody with the purple star have been with us for that long. Like Dawn. She's been here since day one. Go purple star. I'm actually glad this one's voted in. Learning lots of new stuff with it. I truly do love the end theme, the end result. It's just that zipper, boxing those corners. Okay, again, making sure my zipper is down and in. And maybe it'll go easier with the second one for me. We'll see. Maybe I'll just have a bad day that day. Jo actually says in her tutorial too, just to take it slow because it is a little bit fiddly. But the end result is just, it's perfection. Okay, so now that we have all this, we're going to lay this down on our bed like this. So you can see our previous stitching from our basting. We did that as a 1/4 inch, which is our seam allowance for this. So I'm going to shorten my stitch length and I'm going to follow that line of stitching. And then I know my zipper is going to be nice and even because it was with the baste. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to do that for both. Oops, I'm leaving you in the dark. Sorry. Whoops, there we go. Okay. Diane did not have a problem with the corners. Maybe I was just having a bad day. I'm hoping I don't have problems with the corners. Awesome. Actually, it wasn't the corners so much. It was just getting the zipper pulls on. Did you find that hard, Diane, having them up and how you had to... That's more was getting the zipper pull on and into the middle and the squishing of everything. I mean, I'm getting ahead of myself. You'll see what I mean. Okay, so 1/4 inch all the way around. Again, I'm feeling with my left hand here to feel that my zipper teeth are definitely pointing away from where I am sewing and making sure I'm just very aware of where they are so I'm not sewing through my zipper teeth. Because trust me, if you do, you will not be happy. So it's mainly on the corners, you've got to watch that. And I'm just following my line of stitching from my baste, just going right over top of it. Again, I'm at my corner, making sure everything's staying in place. I'm where my teeth are away from my needle. So I'm not going to sew through it. We don't want to be breaking a needle in there or sewing through your teeth. It's nothing worse, especially on an industrial, because sometimes you don't notice when you sew through teeth because you can sew through almost everything. You don't know until you turn it out. What's my zipper doing there? It's misbehaving right there. So I just stuck my thumb in there, put it where it needs to go, and continued on. So yeah, just be very aware, especially around those corners. Yeah, I think I did that too, Diane, with the pin below the zipper pull, but it was getting the zipper pull up there. That was my challenge. But hopefully it won't be when I do it here. Because the rest of the bag is super simple. I think that's the part that makes it an intermediate pattern. I think she has it. Dawn, can you look and see what the pattern is? Oh no, you might not have your pattern in front of you. I can look. I'm curious what she has it down as. I want to say she has it probably as an intermediate. You just go nice and slow. Wait, am I doing this wrong, Diane? We didn't do the wings. Cynthia, please tell me you haven't gotten this far. I have to put the wings in there, don't I? One sec. Please hold. Yep. Backtrack, backtrack, backtrack. Don't sew here if you're sewing. I forgot the wings. Oh my gosh, I gotta pick things out. I'm glad I noticed it. Okay, so I'm gonna have to pick this out. Unclip everything. I completely forgot that we needed to put in the wings. So I'm gonna go through my lining side and pick out my stitches here. Oh my gosh. That would have been bad news. I would have cried if I got further. Okay. Don't put this lining part on yet. We can have the zipper on the exterior, but we're not putting the lining on yet. I forgot a step. And I had it right here. What are we doing for time? Okay. Please hold. See, I make mistakes all the time. Let me get my seam ripper. Advanced. There you go. See? That's okay. I'm glad I caught it before I sewed the other one. So, and I only got part way through this one, so we can pull it apart. Oh my gosh, Brandy. Brandy, Brandy, Brandy. I grabbed my seam ripper and then I'm using my scissors again. That's okay. Easy peasy to take out. Yeah, take your clips off, Cynthia. Sorry. My bad. Hey, we've had class before where we've had to recut pieces, so it could be worse. That was on the Trailblazer. You guys remember that? Bag that I make all the time. We put the magnetic snaps on wrong. I think it was the Trailblazer. I am so glad we have another class on Tuesday because we definitely will be getting through it all today. Okay. All right. And if anybody's watching this after the fact and you're sewing along, I apologize. Yes, much rather take off the clips. Okay. Zipper's still in place. This is good. Let's just pull out all my spare threads here. Make sure everything is good. And let's just pretend the last 10 minutes did not happen. Okay. Take the clips off. Thanks, Dawn. Everything is okay. Just breathe. I really need to learn to read the pattern closer. I go rogue all the time. All the time. Okay, so we want our lining panels again. And we want to grab yeah, it's right at the top of this page here. So we want to grab small wings that we finished for homework. So the small wings are not the big wings. So we've got the 2 large wings. We put those aside. We want the 4 small wings. Right, right. And we want to mark on these lining pieces. So we want to measure up 3/8 of an inch from the box corners again and put a mark. These wings are so incredibly important to this pattern. So, okay. Now make sure your wings are situated the right way. Sometimes it helps to lay them out. If they're directional, make sure you check they're directional. So this is the raw edge. we want to have it so our lining sides are up with the raw edge, like so. Okay, so the right side's down, raw edge up, and we have our raw edge here. Then what we're going to do is bring this lining sides, right sides together at that 3/8 line that we just drew and clip this in place. I don't believe I almost forgot the wings. Okay, same with the opposite side. Right at that 3/8 line. And you're going to do the same with your other lining panel and the other two wings. Okay, that's one ready to be basted on. Let's do the same with the other side. 3/8 up. Wing, wing, oops, wing. There we go. Again, raw edge to raw edge. It was just this one little step. It would have just changed the whole bag. Same with the opposite side. Okay, then we're going to go ahead and baste these in place. And then we're going to do the step that we just unpicked. We just need the wings to be in that seam. Okay, so we're going to go baste that. I'm just going to switch. Just to Tommy view to baste these on. See, it's good to be a little bit behind me, Cynthia. Otherwise you would disown me. Now she does say it's an advanced pattern. I don't know if I would think of it as advanced. I think it would be more intermediate myself. As long as you got some bag making skills under your belt. It's okay to make mistakes. As you can see, I make them. The opposite side. So I just basted those on with an 1/8 of an inch seam allowance. Okay. Oops. Yeah, I can see that for sure, Dawn. Says there's really only one part that's super tricky. But Diane didn't find it tricky, so it could be me too. It all depends on your strengths, I guess. We all have our strengths. We all have our weaknesses. Okay, so that step that we had done that we picked out, now we're going to do that step. So go ahead and clip them right sides together. Nope, not that. I want, where are you? This one and this one. Okay, right sides together, but this time we're going to have the wings in there as well. So make sure the wings are pointing into the middle as well. And let's do it again. And it's good when mistakes are made. As embarrassed as I am when I do make them in class, at the same time, it's good because I can show you how I correct it. Because we don't want to scrap a whole project for a mistake. If we can fix it, we will fix it. Again, make sure your wings are in to the center. Don't be embarrassed. Just a little embarrassed. It's okay. I don't like making mistakes, but honestly, I make them. You should have saw the mistakes I was making on Dave's bag today, but it's all good. Oops. Of course, Riley's calling me. My phone's upstairs. It's just ringing on my wrist. I hung up on him. He'll call back if it's important. Oh, that breeze feels so nice. 30 more sleeps, you guys, until my cruise. Alaska, here we come. For a girl that haven't been hardly anywhere in the States, I'm sure seeing a lot in the same year, within a year. Until my Florida trip, I had never been, I've been to just West Coast, Seattle, Oregon, California. That's it. And hadn't been since like 2003. That was the last time I went to San Diego. San Diego? Yeah, San Diego. Dave and I went. And now we're going to Alaska. Again, make sure your zipper is tucked in where it needs to go. This one, do the opposite one. Again, making sure your wings are in. I'm back. I froze. I'm like, I'm not frozen yet. I'm not in Alaska yet. Should be nice weather, actually. I've been watching, and the weather hasn't been that different than it is here. So I think BC and Alaska are somewhat similar. A little colder up north, I guess, but oh, so this last batch of clips, I was saying to the Tuesday people, they were really cheap on Amazon, and I think I got what I paid for. They're just breaking left, right, and center. Oops. Need more clips. cruise. Maybe we should all meet up and do the So Magical cruise. That might be fun. It's expensive though, but who wants to share a room with me? Who wants to be my bunkmate? Dave and I actually got upgraded. We had bought the cheapest veranda package there was, and we got upgraded to the top floor spa veranda suite. So lucky us, which is $400 each more than what we paid. So I'm feeling pretty lucky. It's going to be a nice getaway for us. Do I snore? No, I don't snore. I do sleepwalk though. We actually have bells on our door here, or on our bedroom door, because I haven't slept walk in a long time. I used to a lot when I was younger, and when Dave and I first got together, when we first started living together, he was really freaked out by my sleepwalking. Like, I get fully ready, but I don't snore, no. I don't think I snore anyways. Anna says I don't snore. And Anna and I have done trips together. I am on the New Amsterdam, Holland, America. We sail out of Vancouver April 28th. We're in suite 11007. It's probably too much information. Okay, so we're now once again ready to go and follow our stitching and sew these on with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. I don't want to sleepwalk on the ship. No, I definitely do not. Okay. I haven't slept walked probably in years. Like, I don't even know when I slept walked last. Let me make sure. Okay. Okay. Let's do this. And it's very important that you get the seam allowance accurate, because if you don't, your box corners, whoops, I'm sewing from the wrong side. I can't see my stitching. Your box corners will not line up. So you want to make sure you're getting a very accurate 1/4 inch seam allowance. 1, for a straight zipper, and 2, to make sure that we're going to match up when it comes to boxing those corners. Watch keeps going off. My watch thinks I'm exercising. What the heck? Okay, make sure my zipper's behaving. What's going on here? Just have a long tail following me places. Make sure I'm staying lined up. Yep. I hate sewing zippers without double-sided tape, but double-sided tape would not have helped me here too much, I don't think. Okay. It's depending on which cruise line you are on, you can bid on an upgrade. We had an inside room on our cruise, and we were upgraded to a balcony based on bidding on the room. Oh, really? Oh, Riley's home. You can tell by Coco's bark. Oh, Dexter's doing little howls. You hear him? My dogs crack me up. That, oh, that is Dexter. He's found as an inner coon hound. Coco's just the one that's baying nonstop. Okay, so that's one done. Let's do the opposite. Other side. Sorry, they'll stop as soon as he comes in the house. It's funny, we chose, sorry about the dogs again, we chose Holland America because it's a Dutch, it's Dutch, New Amsterdam is Dutch, and Dave is half Dutch. His mother is a purebred Dutch person. She hates it when I call her purebred, but she is 100% Dutch. Dave is half Dutch, half English. I'm a bit of everything. Irish, English, Scottish. I think I've got some Austrian, I don't know. Okay, again, making sure I know where my zippers are. Did I pay attention? To, yeah, okay. We did tell our travel agent that it was our 26th wedding anniversary, which is on April 11th, and my 49th birthday is on May 1st. So this is an anniversary slash birthday cruise for us. So I think she worked some magic, which was really nice. It'll be nice not having anybody above us. It should be nice and quiet. And we're right next to the fancy coffee bar, which makes me happy. So we have unlimited drink, well, 15 drinks, but I don't drink alcohol, so I will be caffeinated, hugely caffeinated. Okay. All right, let me look at the instructions. Okay, so now we can take these and we can turn them right side out. We do turn this bag a couple times. It's easy turns because we have no interfacing in there. Like, so easy. So easy. So we want to double check that your zippers, kind of look at your zipper tape and make sure it's kind of the even all the way around. You can see my zipper tape is looking pretty good. I am live. I really hope you guys didn't hear what he said. Can you feed the dogs, please? Oh my gosh, I really hope you guys did not hear what he just said. It's an inside joke. I'll tell Dawn later for sure, but it's not appropriate. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay. So, once we have, turn right side out, like so. What we want to do is, we're going to have to top stitch this now. But we want to make sure we are top stitching it with the wings in, I believe. Yeah. So I'm actually going to pull out my giant clips here because I just find it helps. You can give it a good press, but we want to pull it nice and tight away from the zipper. Want to make sure the wings are in. This is why you didn't want to use more than 1/4 inch seam allowance, and this is where you can see how thick it would get. That's why I said interface the way she said and don't use vinyl. So you want to pull it away like so, and I'm just going to use some of my big clips to hold that in place to prepare for top stitching. So I started the wings first just because that is the tricky part. So you want to make sure you have lots of clearance there or your zipper will get caught on them. Very similar to, what wallet did we just do of Country Cow? With the wings, and we had to sew through them. We just did it a few months ago. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to do the... You can kind of go around and you want to kind of finger press all your seams really good and flat. And again, I just like to put clips on my seams. Make sure the corners are poked out. Look how nice that corner went around. It was hard. This part was hard. Top stitching, yeah. We're still not to the hardest part though. But then again, it might not be hard. It wasn't for Diane. Maybe it was just hard for me. Again, we all have our own challenges. So yeah, I'm just kind of finger pressing those seams nice and flat. I'm really happy with my corners. You're going to do the exact same thing with the other panel as well. A lot of rinse and repeat in this pattern. Okay, and then I'm back to this wing on this side. You want to make sure you're pressing it nice and tight and in, because we want to make sure we're going to catch it in the top stitching, and you can see how thick that's going to be. Because we're also top stitching through this magazine pocket, so and that's why she likes us to keep keep all the interfacing out of the seam allowances when you're doing your woven interfacing. Oh yeah, from that wallet that we did. What was that wallet called by Country Cow that we did? It's escaping me. It's going to drive me nuts. Okay, so that one's clipped in place. I'm going to do the same with this opposite one. Everything out. Oh, I've got some stray strands from when I had to pull it apart. Okay. All right, same thing. Make sure you're finger pressing those seams and that the wings into the center of the bag. Oh, the aviatrix. Mine and Anna's pattern. Did you find your second one challenging at the aviatrix, Diane? I think it got easier, right? It gave you practice for doing the corners on this because they're actually kind of similar. Oh my gosh, it's already 4:20. Time flies when you're having fun. Again, this bag you just do not want to rush. Lamanza wallet. Thank you. I can sleep tonight now. I enjoyed the Lamanza wallet though. It's a cute little purse. Or a cute little wallet. For sure. Okay, and then to the other side, you want to make sure the wing is folded in and pressed away from the zipper. Because if it folds up too much, it could get, your zipper pull could get caught on the teeth, and we don't want that. So you want as much clearance as you can possibly have. Dogs are quiet now. The boys, Riley fed them for me, so that's good. They actually usually eat at 4 o'clock. So on class days, if I'm home alone, they have to wait. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and we are going to top stitch all the way around with 1/8 of an inch for both. All right, sorry, grabbing some coffee. No, I need a empty bowl for my clips. At this point, I can actually change into my standard foot, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Is it intriguing you how much it is like the Baronia done? Construction. Okay. So again, I'm going to be very aware of where my wings are. I want to make sure I'm feeling the thickness so I know I'm catching it. If it's really thick, just lengthen your top stitch length. That'll help you get through it. Sure your zipper doesn't want to curl into it. Just kind of give it a slight little tug there. So another reason not to use vinyl for the main interfacing is because it just gets so thick where those wings are when it comes to top stitching. I think I need a hump jumper. I don't know where my hump jumper is. It's missing. Oh, I got over it. I'm gonna have to find my hump jumper. It's not where it usually is. That is one side done. Just flip it over and make sure you caught those wings in that top stitch. You can see that I did. Perfect. Other side. I have another bowl for my big ones. There's holes everywhere. Just pulled away. So thick. Way enough? Yeah. Do I still got everybody there? Everybody's quiet. Cynthia, you're going to be glad you have your 1181 over these wings. You'll notice a big difference from your domestic to that, going over these thicknesses. Okay. I probably should use my hump jumper there too. I don't know where it is. Where's my hump jumper? Ow, bumped my head. There it is. There you go. Now the second panel, perfect. You're not too far behind me. How's your machine handling it, Cynthia? Alrighty, done. What time is it? We got half an hour left. We're doing pretty good. Perfect. And did you name your machine, Cynthia? Diane, what did you end up naming your machines? I mean, everybody knows my machines are Tiffany and Tommy. All right. So this is what we've got. I've got all my wings. Top stitching looks beautiful. I need a cup of coffee. Oh, I almost drank the wet ones. Okay. Haven't named them yet. Okay. So you could take these and give them a little bit of a press if you wanted. Mine aren't wrinkly. They look pretty good. Still going to have this kind of hanging in here. Don't want it to get in the way. Double check that you can see my zipper is nice and even all the way around. So that means I should have a nice and non-wavy zipper. I've caught my wings in there. Looking good. So we're on page 19. We just finished step 5, step 6. Okay. Now we're going to get into some trickier stuff. I guess it's not tricky. We're just getting to that point. So what we want to do is on our exterior here, we want to fold the exteriors up and out of the way. We do not want to be sewing through this. And this is the absolute opposite of what you are going to want to do, because our turning hole is going to be through the bottom exterior. It works, trust me. Okay, so just kind of fold the exterior bottom part up and out of the way. We're almost to the hard part. And I'm probably going to do one corner with you and the other one will be homework, and then we will finish it next week. Okay, so have your lining side up. Bring your linings. Which way do I want to do this? Right sides together, like so. So you want to make sure, see, my exteriors are out of the way. We want to just clip across this bottom lining. We're almost to the part done. And I'm hoping I can channel my inner Diane and it'll go nice and smooth for me and everybody else. Okay, so we're going to sew across these lining bases, making sure we're not sewing our exterior right across here with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Let me just double check that that's right. And it is. Breathe. We're not there just yet. We have 2 more steps before we're there. So you want to make sure again that we have a nice and accurate 1/4 inch seam allowance, and we're just sewing through that bottom lining. Our exteriors are up and out of the way. Just like that. Now I'm going to just step away for a second. I got to go and turn my iron on because we're going to need that. Wait, what did I do? Did I put your divider pocket in? No, I didn't. Stop! Oh my gosh. I'm going to pick that out. Diane saves the day again. How did I miss that? I missed it. Do not sew the bottom yet. Do not, do not. There it is right there. Okay, pick it out again. Cynthia, I hope you didn't get this far. Thank you, Diane. We need to have a code. Yeah, right? Or I need to actually follow the pattern. So don't sew the lining part yet. Do not. Do not. My divider pocket I actually probably should have done before the zipper, hey? That's okay. We can fix it still. Oh my gosh. This means those corners have got to be good for me. You tried to stop me. It's all good. Cynthia. This is why you want to be a step or so behind me. Trust me. I'm going to have to read to remember what I'm doing. Pick, pick, pick. Okay, good. Then don't do what I just did. Thank goodness for Diane. Just looks like I want to skip anything that has to do with that center divider panel, doesn't it? It's obviously been too long since I did the tutorial too, so we will be good rippers. All right, let me read the pattern. Okay, so we've done all that. So I actually should have done the divider pocket before we sewed all this on, but it's okay. It's all good. Okay, so again, we could have done this like the pattern before we sewed all this together, but it's all good. Still have the exterior out of the way. We have our center marked, and we're going to take our divider pocket. So this is the one that has the magazine pocket on the back of the bag. We're going to take our divider pocket. Again, we're doing this out of order, but it still works. Okay, we're going to match up the bottom center of the lining bottom and the divider pocket bottom and clip in place. We actually might be able to do this all in one step. Let me read ahead to see. So again, you want to make sure your zipper pulls are going the same direction. So they're closing to the left. Yeah, we can do this all at the same time. I actually like doing it this way better. Okay, so you could go ahead and base that if you wanted to, but I'm just going to go back to what we were done before. I'm going to put them right sides together, and I'm going to catch all three of those layers in here. And we're going to sew across this whole thing with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Believe it or not, on my other bag, I didn't have to rip anything out. Okay, before I sew this, I'm going to turn my iron on. Give me one moment. Okay, so now we can go ahead and we can sew across there with a 1/4 of the... Yep, exactly, Diane. That's what I'm going to do. It actually saved a step. I like it. Okay, 1/4 inch. Just make sure everything is getting caught in there, including that pocket. 1, 2, 3, yeah. That actually worked out better. I think that was a better step, actually. My gosh, if we had forgot that pocket, I would have cried. Okay. Okay. Now what we want to do, and it's a little bit finicky. So for this lining part in the middle, we want to press this seam open, and it's a little awkward because we do have our divider pocket there. See here? So I have the divider pocket. My divider pocket is going this way, so I'm just gonna, there's the bottom part of the seam of my divider pocket. I'm gonna go ahead and press that seam open. So I'm just gonna run over to my iron and quickly just press that seam open. So I'll be right back. Done. Next, what we want to do is we want to grab our base stabilizer. You know, it all seems weird how we're putting this in. And we want to find our center. So on the non-sticky side, I'm folding it sticky sides together, or glue sides together. Doing my snips. Okay. And I'm going to match those snips with the center line. This is just going to help us see our placement. So we want to get this bottom in nice and straight. Okay, so I have that seam open. We still kind of want to press this all out of the way, and we are going to, I'm actually going to put a piece of double-sided tape on the back just to help me hold it in place better. If you put it down the middle, you won't be sewing down that. Okay, oops. Let go. Now what we want to do is we want to center this along that lining. So we have our exterior still folded out of the way. This center line goes with that center seam. You want it to be centered along there and with the same amount of clearance on each side. So you can see my center seam there from my seams being pressed open. And I'm just going to kind of match it. And I've got about the same amount on each side. I will double check it. Should be about 3/4 of an inch. I'm sticking it down with the tape, and now I'm going to take that to the iron and I am going to fuse that in place. Okay, so I'll be right back as I go to fuse that. Just like that. So we also want to make it so this is not going to pull away with turning or whatever. So we are going to end up top stitching from the wrong side. So right along our Decovil Heavy pieces here, down this long side and this long side. But what you want to make sure of is where your divider pocket is. So my divider pocket is hanging out over here. So I'm going to top stitch firstly through this side, break my thread, and then I'm going to make sure I flip my divider pocket over to the other side before I do this side. Does that make sense? I hope so. Be very aware of where your divider pocket is. So mine is this way, so I'm going to sew the opposite side first, just through the lining. Make sure your bobbin thread is nice. I'm hoping mine is. It should be. And just top stitch down the long side of that Decovil Heavy piece or Peltex piece. And that's going to make it so it is not going to go anywhere when we turn this later on. Okay, so that's that one side done. My top stitching looks good, so you're going to see that top stitching through the lining side of the bag. Okay, clean some of this up. Okay, so now I'm going to make sure I flip my divider pocket to the opposite side of where I'm going to be sewing. So it's now on that side. I'm going to flip it over so it's hanging out here, and I'm going to sew across this one. If you don't flip it, you're going to sew right through your divider pocket, and you don't want to do that. Just double check again. Yeah. And now we are to the harder part, the hardest part. I'm going to do one with you, and then the other one is going to be homework, because it's going to take us all different amounts of time to do it. Okay, just trim up my threads here. Alrighty. Are you ready? Ooh, getting in my mojo. This is the part, I think I've been making so many mistakes because I've been thinking about this part. Okay. Let me see. Okay. So now, I can breathe. Now breathe. Now, because again, this is one of the reasons why we have sewn the Decovil Heavy piece down. It's because now we need to put this wrong side out again. So you're going to flip this around. We do turn this around a few times. So you're just going to reach in each of the halves and bring it wrong side out. And the reason we're doing this is we want to be able to bring our exterior bottoms right sides together. So that's one side turned out. Okay. That's what it all looks like all turned out. You want to stuff your divider pocket in whatever side. Doesn't matter which. Okay. So now for our exteriors, we want to leave how big of a turning hole? Okay. I'm going to mark one side here. Actually, mark all of them. From each on the exterior bottoms. Okay, that's what we're working with. We want to measure in 3 inches in from each side and make a line. 3 inches. And this is going to be our turning hole. Yes, we're turning through the exterior. 3 inches. I'm going to do it on the opposite side as well. Just so Did I do 3 inches there? I did 4 inches. Brandy, 3 inches. Okay. So now we're just bringing the exteriors together, exterior bottoms, and clipping in between there. We're going to leave in between those marks open. Isn't it funny? I messed up the 2 easiest parts that I could possibly mess up. Crazy. Hopefully that means this goes smooth. Okay, and then we're going to sew across here. I'm going to just double check my seam allowance. 1/4 inch seam allowance. So we're going to sew just the exterior to kind of squish everything else out of the way. We want to backstitch well to the line, backstitch, leave an opening here, jump over and do the same on the other side. Just our exterior pieces. You want to make sure everything else is squished out of the way. That's why we don't have hardly any stabilizer in here yet. Make sure your zipper stays out of the way. We don't want to accidentally get that tail in there. Make sure they're lining up well still. Slipped on me. I'm going to backstitch a couple times. How's Cynthia making out? Okay, hop over to the other side. Okay. Whew. Looking good. Okay, so I'm going to do one of these corners with you. The other one is going to be homework. I'm just going to double check I'm not missing anything. No. Step 12. So we're on step 12 now. Steps 12 to 18 on page 21. All right. Now we get to put the zipper pulls on. This is the fiddly part. So I'll try to show you guys what I'm doing here. Ignore my messy floor. So I have my little zipper jiggy thing here. Now remember those marks we did on the 1-inch marks we did on our zipper pulls or zipper tape? We want to match those up. So I'm just doing one side. I'm going to match them up, and then you know your zipper will be nice and straight. Otherwise, you don't know. You lost me at the divider pocket. Do you understand about the divider pocket? Okay, so I'm just kind of putting this on until that 1-inch line matches up on both. Like so. You guys see my 1-inch line is matching up.
Sorry, I don't know that one.
Oh my gosh. Now this is the fiddly part. So we want to do this zipper up to the middle, but all of our zippers are up here. So you're going to be squishing the bag a lot. This is the part I was talking about, okay? So you kind of have to pull your zippers down so you can get it together on each side. And it takes a moment. You can kind of peek in and see. See how my zipper is going in 2 different directions? You kind of got to pull it down. You're kind of working blind. So you can pull that zipper on as far as you can. And you see, kind of just squish the bag. You can see my zipper starting to come on right there. get it to as far into this opening as I can. So you're working through the opening in the bag, pinching the zipper to make sure it doesn't fly off. Kind of just squish it. See how I'm bringing it together? This is the fiddly part. It actually went really smooth this time. Okay. So once we have the zipper pull on somewhat like that, I'm going to grab a pin. And I'm going to put it through my zipper tape, through my teeth, right below the zipper pull, to make it so that pull is not going to go anywhere. See? Pull is stuck there. Whew, whew, whew. All right. Now what we want to do is, Joe recommends, and I strongly urge you to, you want to use some tape, because what we have to do now is, see here, see this? We're boxing this, but we want to make sure they're even. So I'm going to take some tape and put it inside one of them, one side of the box corner. Make sure you open it up if you can, that seam, to the other side. Okay, this is just going to help us. I forgot the D-rings. Oh my gosh. Okay, Cynthia, put the D-rings on. I completely forgot the D-rings. So this one for me is not going to be a crossbody bag because I'm not going back. It's just going to be a handbag. I just am a hot mess today. I apologize, you guys. So the D-rings you would have also put on when we did the exteriors. So make sure, sorry about that. I forgot the D-rings. Oh my gosh, hot mess. So the D-rings you would have put on, where did I miss those? On page 9, step 18. So on the exteriors, you would have put your D-rings on. I forgot mine. I'm not going to be putting them on this one. I apologize. So when you're making these, make sure you put the D-rings on the exterior side. Cynthia, I am so sorry. Yeah. But it doesn't have to be a crossbody. It can be a handbag too. You could also, I can show you maybe. There is a way of fixing it where you could pick apart and slide it in and then re-top stitch it closed. Yes, before the zipper, but you can still, don't have to undo your zipper. I will show you. Oh my gosh. And I will probably do this. So I'll show you how to fix it, okay? So you want to put them on the back side of your bag. So what you're going to do is you're going to unpick, if you've already done it, just your top stitching here and your stitching where the zipper is with the lining and the exterior. It's been a long week. And then you can slide that D-ring in between those layers and re-top stitch it in place. That is exactly what I am going to do. So once my bag is completely done, I'm going to do that. Again, pretend this is my finished bag. I'm going to carefully pick out my top stitching by about 1 inch, right where these connectors are going to go. And then the stitching in there, just enough to slide my connector in between the layers and top stitch. That is exactly how I would fix it. And it is what I'm going to do on the other one. So not all is lost when mistakes are made. Let me finish this box corner, okay? We're going to get this box corner done and then we're going to call it a day, okay? Because we're almost there. So I've got my tape on. Guys, it's just been a long week. I apologize. So we're going to use this tape to help hold that box corner. And you want to box it and put it right at that, remember that 2-inch line that we drew? We want to make sure our seam is open and put at that 2-inch line, nice and centered. And the tape is going to help you, and bring that box corner out and stick it nice and even on this one side. Just like that. And the tape is going to hold that in place. See that? You also want to make sure you're kind of pulling out these sides. It may come unstuck. I'm going to use some pins as well, but you want to make sure you have no, see, nice and flat. So I'm going to put some clips here and a clip on the top. Again, on this side here, see how I got it all nice here? I have been worried about these corners that I'm skipping the other stuff, but I'm able to show you guys how I fixed it. So yeah, it's fine. Maybe I'll show that next class how I fix it. But yeah, I would just pick out, that's all I'm going to do for that. We'll fix it next class. Okay, so we got that all done. Now we want to do the same with this side. I actually think I'm going to use double-sided tape on this side as well, because it's holding really good, because the corners are actually going really well for me now. Don't believe I forgot the D-rings. Oh my gosh. It's all good. That's another good reason not to use vinyl, is because with the amount of picking we've been doing, you're not going to notice the holes in the cotton so much. Okay, so we got that tape done. Okay, and so we're going to box this side as well. And we have to make sure all our sides are lining up, sandwiching that tape. So line up this side. The tape seriously helps here. Bring your edges together like so. Oopsies. Same with on this side, stick it, and then add it into those clips. So now you're sandwiching both sides like so. You see what we did? Yes, Dawn and Diane, thank you so much. So make sure everything is nice and even here. Oh yeah, we would have been to the point of no return if it wasn't for Dawn and Diane. Trust me. Okay, and now we're going to sew across there, now that I got it all gone. Right across here with, I believe, they match up neatly. 3/8 of an inch seam allowance right across there. So we'll do that. We'll get that one done, and then the other one we get to do for homework. Okay. Hey, there's been other classes where we've had to overcome some things as well. Okay, so 3/8 of an inch. And I ran out of bobbin, so let me just replace that. And then we will call it a day. And even though I've forgotten all those other things, this is the hardest part. Okay. So you may have to finagle some things in here. Make sure everything is staying nice and even. 3/8 of an inch. And I'm also going to go in with another line of stitching just on the inside, just to make sure everything is good. It does look like a mess right now, but it comes together so well. All right. Said it is an advanced pattern for a reason. So you can see I cut all the layers there. It's all boxed. You can look inside. You can kind of see. Make sure I'm just kind of poking in my corners, making sure everything was caught, and it was. And you can let that zipper pull go now if you want to. Then you're going to do the exact same thing with this other side. The corner wasn't hard. I was so stressed about that corner, and it was not hard. My first time it was hard, but nothing else. I didn't forget anything else last time. So homework is just that last corner. And again, I'm going to explain how we're going to fix this error. So again, you'll mark where your markings were for your crossbody strap. They're going to go on the back side of your bag. And what I'm going to do is because this is a 3/4 inch one, I'm going to pick out about 1 inch of my top stitching right where this is. I'm also going to pick out the stitching where, just in that 1 inch where my zipper attached to my lining. And then I'm going to slide this in between my exterior and my lining panels with the zipper underneath it. So it'll be laying open. I'm going to do this before I have done up my wings, okay? So the whole bag is going to be lying flat. So pretend I don't have my gussets. So this will all be laying flat. You're going to slide this in between those layers once you've picked them out. And then you're going to top stitch just like we had done before. And that's going to put them in. That is exactly what I'm going to do. I did not do rivets on this one. You could, but I didn't. But you could through all the layers. So that is what I'm going to do to fix it. So not all is lost for getting these things because I just told you how to fix it. Does that make sense? That's actually a really easy fix. So it's just going to slide in between the layers there, and then we will have our crossbody strap. Yay! I think I'm ready to call it a day. So yes, just that other corner. We'll meet up Tuesday. Oh, corner, and if you were sewing along and missed these, because like poor Cynthia, if you want to put them in, do that quick hack that I was just talking about. It'll just be picking out these top stitching stitches, and the other ones you're making like a little hole and then putting them in. So it is easy to do that. I have done that before. Actually, I have done that in bags where they haven't had a crossbody strap, and then I've had clients that have wanted one, and that is how I added them in after the fact. So as much as I hate that I forgot to do it, I'm glad that I forgot to do it because I got to teach you guys something of how I would fix it. And that's exactly what I'm going to do with this one. So I'm going to fix that part and put those in with how I just told you with those. And I'm also going to, I actually might go ahead and do this other one before I go and make supper. So, but the corners went easy. That is so bizarre because I was so stressed about it, which is why I'm making all the mistakes. So yeah, the rest of this, after we get this part done, I said, once you got that done, you can go ahead and turn it right side out. And that's when you can fix those D-rings. And then we will be finishing the rest of it on Tuesday. Any questions? Did you guys enjoy the hot mess that was this class? Yes, it is good to know how to fix things. I make mistakes all the time. I prefer not to do it live, but what was the other class we did that with? It was the Trailblazer class, and that just blew my mind because I have made that bag so many times. So yeah, so that is how I'm going to fix it. Everybody have a great bunny weekend. Happy Easter, everybody, or whatever holidays you celebrate. If you don't celebrate it, have a fantastic weekend. If you have any questions about any of the fixes that I have mentioned or anything like that, just shoot me a message, and I hope everybody has a great day, and I will see you Tuesday. Okay, bye everybody.